Sasuke looks like shit, and they took away Hinata's tits. Hey, it rhymes. Sasuke's shit, Hinata's tits, they both suck dick. Hey! Oh boy, so the controversy surrounding Chapter 1, the launch of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, is something else. A lot of people are mixed. There's people that are going crazy. There's people that are disappointed. There's people are disgusted about it. Like, there's a wide variety of opinions. So let's see what we have here. I did the live reaction, but let's break it down a little bit further. So I mean, for starters, this manga, the way I actually finally seen it properly paged, the way everything is supposed to be in order, the first 4 or so pages or whatever, 5 pages, whatever you want to call it, is the good stuff. That's the stuff that we haven't seen. So if you've seen Boruto Naruto the movie, in essence, you can pretty much skip after the last page where you see Boruto with the sword. Everything else is just shit you've already seen. There's a couple extra tidbits like the Moegi stuff, getting a little bit more Team Shikadai. So in a sense, it's giving a little more, I guess, character development and understanding the characters a little bit better that we didn't get in Boruto Naruto the movie. And I'm almost certain that the reason why they're doing this as well, they're taking cues from Dragon Ball Super. I tell you right now, I can almost guarantee they were inspired by Dragon Ball Super to do this, so when it's time to do the anime, they're gonna do all of Boruto Naruto the movie episodically, which it's not a bad idea in anime form, but I don't think coming from that amazing film, because Boruto Naruto the movie, it was an amazing film, you're coming from that and you're going to a manga with different art that a lot of people are kind of mixed with. Some people really don't like it, and you're just getting it like thrown out there, and it's in the midst of like, you start off with something really epic. You have so many questions right now, like who the fuck is this guy Kawaki? What happened to Boruto? What happened to the Leaf? What happened to the Hokage? How was he dead? You have so many questions, and it's like, oh well, you guys gotta wait a minute. We're going back to the movie that you guys saw a couple months ago. Now a lot of people are misinterpreting as well that Kawaki was the sole responsible person for taking out Naruto and supposedly Sasuke. We don't know necessarily if even Sasuke is dead at this point. He could be injured somewhere. We don't even really know if Naruto is completely dead. We don't have confirmation. All we have is a couple words from 2 dudes fighting. So a lot of people that are saying, how are you going to kill off Naruto in the very first chapter? I honestly think a lot of it is just hype. Maybe Naruto is fucked up somewhere. Maybe Kawaki thinks he's dead. Maybe he went missing or something like that. But besides all that, I honestly think that Kawaki cannot be the sole responsible person for taking out these 2 legendary heroes. There's no way that after surviving the 10 Tails, Madara, fucking Sage of 6 Paths, Kaguya, Otsutsuki, all of these incredible threats, that these 2 are gonna fall at the hands of a young and upcoming shinobi. It just doesn't happen. If it does, that's absolutely bullshit, and I will call it as I see it. But all we have is, I'll send you the way of the 7th. So we assume that the 7th is dead. We assume, a lot of people are assuming, I personally don't even really believe that Sasuke is dead at all. You're under the assumption that a lot of the legendary heroes are dead, but it's not saying, hey, I'll send you the same way I sent the 7th Hokage. So it's not saying that Kawaki killed him. So a lot of people that are jumping the gun, how did this little piece of shit kill Naruto and Sasuke? You don't really know that. If they're even dead, then it could very well be that there was a whole team of different people that attacked in a lot of different scenarios. So you can't really say that this one shinobi was the one that killed them when it's not even really implied that way. He's just saying that they're dead. He didn't say I killed them. And honestly, it does look like a recreation of Naruto vs. Sasuke Part 1, the curse marks, and it kind of makes me wonder, okay, they both have these weird curse marks. One of them is red, one of them is blue. Could Orochimaru have something to do with this? Could Orochimaru have put a curse mark on this kid Kawaki the same way he did Sasuke, and then eventually Boruto got it, and now they're clashing with both of it? But like, it definitely looks like an updated version of the curse mark, and Orochimaru, you know, constantly doing his experiments, he could have perfected it in a way that gives them extreme power with no backlash to it or whatever, or no physical changes aside from the tattoo being bigger on them or something like that. But overall, yeah, it definitely reminds me of an homage to Naruto vs. Sasuke from Part 1, which is cool, but I understand where a lot of people are coming from, and to a certain degree I'm there as well. Like, it would have been nice to get something just a little bit different than constantly the generations passing of the same shit going on and on and on, which also goes into the structure of what Naruto represented the series, because Naruto vs. Sasuke was supposed to be the end of Ashura and Indra, the brothers that fight. Now, I'm not saying that Kawaki and Boruto are that. It could just be 2 people that don't fucking like each other. It could be that one motherfucker's just evil. It doesn't necessarily have to be that Ashura and Indra are once again going at it. But the whole message of Naruto and everything, regardless of how happy and hunky-dory it was that Naruto was gonna finally put an end to hatred and everything. And ultimately, with this going on, the Hokage mountains being smashed, Konoha just being completely decimated, it gotta make you think, was everything that Naruto fought for in his life like just completely thrown out the window at this point? Because if we're under the assumption Naruto's dead, the Leaf is absolutely destroyed, and people are still being evil, then it kind of takes away from some of what we initially had established in this story, that Naruto was going to be the end of all this, Jiraiya's lessons and everything. That was Naruto's job to do. But then it kind of makes me think as well, it's kind kind of going into like, Madara warned you motherfuckers. Madara said it's never going to stop. So it kind of makes me think like, wow, in the end, it's throwing Naruto's message out the window and saying, yeah, that crazy Uchiha motherfucker that wanted to wrap everybody in these jizz rolls, he was right. And something that Kawaki says as well, the age of ninja is over. And you see Boruto with a sword, which you could definitely see he's very inspired by Sasuke. That was his sensei. He got the jacket on like Sasuke, and he has a sword like Sasuke. Could this very well be that the samurai have taken over? Maybe a bunch of samurai came and destroyed the hidden leaf and Kawaki was with them the entire time. Maybe he was an intruder, kind of like what we thought initially Mitsuki was going to be for Orochimaru. Mitsuki turned out to be a good guy, but this dude right here was working with the samurai this entire time, and that's what happened. That's why the age of ninja is over, because Boruto's even talking as if it's kind of confirmed that like the ninja age, the ninja era is done, but he's still going to be a ninja. So it's kind of making me curious, like, so is this dude something completely different? Is he a samurai? Is he something that we haven't seen thus far in the series, and that's why he's like, fuck ninja, even though he's probably going to be using ninjutsu? And then Boruto having the one-eye Byakugan, that was a shock as hell, and it kind of makes me wonder as well, what's the canon as far as things go, because we seen in the one-shot, the day Naruto became Hokage, that Himawari was able to activate it on her own when she flipped the fuck out on some, you know, Teen Gohan shit. She went and activated her Byakugan, but why doesn't Boruto have it in both eyes? He only has it in one, as if he was never able to activate it. Maybe his genes weren't good enough to activate it, so there's something that's a conflict there. Is it just that he wasn't able to? Is the day Naruto Hokage not even canon into the story, or is that a plot hole? I will say that even though I'm not fond of the Boruto Naruto the movie stuff being adapted for this manga, it's a slightly less offensive thing the way it starts off with the narrative, because it starts off with Boruto basically saying, if you think this is gonna be a story about a kid that wants to be Hokage, no, that was my dad's story through and through, and you know, he fulfilled it. He's the legendary Hokage who accomplished his dreams and shit like that. That was his story. This is my story. So it's kind of like, okay, we're gonna get a retrospect real quick of where it all began, but you're gonna see that this is all my story. So it makes it slightly less offensive than, hey, let's just rehash this real quick. But in essence, I mean, that's basically what it feels like to a certain extent, that it is a rehash, but again, it's slightly less offensive because of the narrative at the beginning of the flashback. But it's also saying that Naruto did have a central part in Boruto's story. Now, how central is it going to be after we finish the Boruto Naruto the movie adaptation? Is it just going to be that he was very heavily a part of that role, or is it going to be after that story ends, Naruto was still a huge role? I mean, like, we don't know how far into the future this Boruto versus Kawaki stuff is. Like, could it be like 2 years worth of chapters before we get back to this fight? I mean, we ended off this chapter with Boruto Naruto the movie still going. It was basically Boruto asking Sasuke to be his mentor. The next chapter could, if they really do it fast, wrap up Boruto Naruto the movie, or we could have at least 2 or 3 more chapters that are going through that stuff. But it still makes me wonder how central Naruto will be to the plot once Boruto Naruto the movie's over. And with all that being said, to be honest with you, the stuff at the beginning was very impactful, very crazy way. I mean, it kind of conflicts with certain aspects of the ideals of the series, but it was a very, very huge and great way to start shit off, shaking it up. It's still very vague with a lot of different ideas and stuff like that, but it was crazy. It's just the Boruto Naruto the movie stuff that is like, we already seen that, and in a way better quality. And as far as character designs go, real quick, I will say this, the art is less disappointing than I expected it to be. The only character that really just bothers the fuck out of me is Sasuke looks like shit, and they took away Hinata's tits. Hey, it rhymes. Sasuke's shit, Hinata's tits, they both suck dick. Hey! No, but seriously, like, the art isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Boruto looks pretty cool. I mean, adult Boruto definitely looks very different than younger Boruto. Younger Boruto looks similar to Kishimoto's design. Older one kind of goes into the new guy's, you know, idea of how he likes the characters to look. But nonetheless, I'm kind of fine with the art, except Sasuke, he sucks. Hinata kind of looks a little bit like a trap, and there's select things here or there, but for the most part, the art isn't that bad, which I'm glad. So for a starting thing, if it was just the 4 or 5 pages that we got of new content, along with like 10 other pages, this probably would have been a 9, 10 out of 10, holy fucking shit. But granted that we had that in combination with something that we already seen, granted it's good material, but nonetheless, it's like, it was a fine start. It could have been an amazing start if it wasn't going into stuff that we already seen. Again, the less offensive nature of it is that Boruto was like, yo, I'm gonna give you a quick recap of how it got to here and where it all began, but ultimately it's still like, we've seen this. So fine stuff, but let me know what you guys think. First of all, what do you think about everything in the beginning? Are you disappointed about Boruto Naruto the movie content being in there? And how long do you think it's gonna take for us to get new stuff, to get out of Boruto Naruto the movie and finally get to new material where the Kawaki stuff begins? And just everything, all your thoughts about what's going on thus far with Boruto, Kawaki, this big fight, the village and everything. How do you feel about this material? But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, and stalk them on Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.